like it. Okay, here. I'll use an objectively reactionary approach to this. Why the fuck am I, a goddamn American citizen, supposed to foot the bill for your own ethnic interests? You're a goddamn immigrant in this country. Okay? Why the fuck am I supposed to foot that bill? Why? There is an argument to be made here for the most reactionary base as well, which is, why do I give a shit? Why are my tax dollars going to fight your war? Are you out of your fucking mind? I'm America first, baby. I voted for Donald Trump because I'm America first. And now you mean to tell me that this ethnic woman coming into my country is telling me that my sons and daughters need to go die for your regime change? Get the fuck out of here. How about you go fight on your own then? If you like it so much, I'll strap you to a JDAM and send you right there to Tehran. One-way ticket to Tehran, please. That's it. That's literally, the Republican argument is also very simple here. The Republican argument is very simple. The other side of the story, of course, for the Republican argument is, why the hell am I destabilizing another Middle Eastern oil-rich nation? I don't even see any of the dollars coming back to me. And then on top of that, we get a shit ton of migrants. We got a shit ton of migrants every time we do this. There's a refugee crisis. Why the fuck do I want that? That's the reactionary argument. You can make this argument to your Republican friends if you want to. Yeah, send Barron, send the Iranian diaspora to the front lines.
Really get it how and why some of the leaders of free world, they're really allergic to the term regime change. Stop being allergic to regime change, be allergic to dictatorship. This is 21st century. Believe me, getting rid of these barbaric regime and mullahs, the people of Iran can be better.
This lady is so awesome. She should get more coverage. I think this is going to turn into a Rabbi Shmuley situation very quickly. Okay? At least Patrick Bet-David is like, media trained and shit. But it's awesome. I love hearing from characters like this. When a new character comes around, I'm like, thank you. More of this, please. Certainly, the average American in Arkansas that's tuning into the fucking CNN broadcast for once to just see what's going on is going to hear what this lady has to say and go, you know what? I'm convinced. You know what? Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm sending all of my sons to war. Okay?
Better allies for America, for Europe, for the free world. So yes, the history will judge those leaders who could manage to end this regime, but they decide to actually, negotiate with this regime and support this barbaric regime instead of supporting the people of Iran. One person like Zoran Mamdani, if I have time. Zoran Mamdani's statement, it really broke my heart. It really did.
Just to bring people up to speed.
Oh yeah, Jake Tapper loves this, by the way. It is insane because she was fairly okay journalist in Iran. Not sure what happened to her brain when she moved to the U.S. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I'm not very familiar with her background. But let me tell you, what I've seen so far, excellent. Okay? Fucking excellent.
Mayor of New York, Mamdani, condemned the attack on Iran, describing it as an illegal war of aggression. I saw you took to Twitter to take issue with him.
Yeah, because look, we American, we have freedom, dignity, safety, democracy, everything here. And if you don't like President Trump, you can take to the street and protest against him. You have judicial system here. You have media here. We don't have any of this in Iran. And how come?
Okay, why is that my problem? Why is that my problem? Sorry, I'm a hog now. I'm America first. Why is that my problem? Convince me how this is supposed to... Convince me how... Okay, I'm back to being an NPR liberal, okay? I'm gay.
I'm gay and Lebanese.
Ma'am, I love standpoint epistemology, but what I'm failing to comprehend is how melting school children alongside the genocidal apartheid state is going to somehow lead to the positive liberal secular democracy that you think is going to is going to magically happen in Iran. Why are you yelling at my favorite mayor, Zohran Mamdani? I don't understand. I'm kind of in agreement. I'm an NPR watcher. I'm kind of in agreement with Zohran. I like Zohran. He's got a lot of motion. He's very cool. He's charismatic. You, on the other hand, have failed to explain to me why I should like Donald Trump, Orange Man, who I hate, who is Orange Mussolini, Mango Mussolini. There is no, like, the reason why I'm doing this thought experiment is like, who the fuck is this for? Okay? Who is this for? Who is this supposed to convince?
Mayor Mamdani, that you lecture us, Iranians.
These people think we are in the 90s or early 2000s. The idea of being the world police is entirely fallen out of favor with Americans of both parties. It's not our job to make every country be like the U.S. This is for nobody, only the NASDAQ establishment. Exactly. You fucking nailed it. This is for the only people that are going to be coming on after her. Okay? People that work for a Foundation for Defending Democracy, which is Benjamin Netanyahu's own personal cum sleeve / think tank. This is for the guys who write for The Atlantic, not even for the people who read The Atlantic. Okay? This is for the guys who don't even write for Foreign Policy magazine, because even Foreign Policy has more diversity of opinion. Okay? This is for a hand-selected, incredibly tiny number of people that go, thank God someone's out there speaking truth to power, and I'm getting paid $250,000 a year to also speak that exact same truth to power. It's not for the masses, okay? Because if you're a liberal and you read in, if you're a liberal and you hear Zohran Mamdani's take, that's very convincing. You're like, why the fuck are we doing this? I hate Orange Man. I love Zohran Mamdani. I agree with Zohran Mamdani. Why the fuck are we going to war again? Another regime change war? I don't like that. If you're a Republican, you're like, why is this crazy-haired Iranian lady telling me I must fight her ethnic war? You know what I mean? That's it. It's not convincing to the average person at all. It's convincing for a tiny group of people that have already been convinced, that are looking for anything that they can fucking lean into.
Who carry the wounds and scars of war on our body, the war being waged on us by the Iranian government. And now you lecture us about safety, security, peace, and war. You better when you kept out.
He's also got bad vibes. Fukuyama-ist, baby boomer drivel. Not all societies have to be the same. America is not Iran. Most Americans, especially elites in Washington, know shit about Iran. Yeah, that's the executive director of Amcon Mag, the American conservative magazine. Kurt Mills saying that, by the way. Okay? Like this right here doesn't read positively to average Americans who don't give a fuck about Iranians anyway, right? Like the average American doesn't care about what happens to the Iranian population. Okay? They don't. But when they see someone go, I am Iranian and I am celebrating that little babies were melted with American and Israeli weapons in my home country, they don't look at this and go, wow, this is great. I love that. I will be honest, though, straight up. As far as the diaspora populations goes, I think Iranians do take the cake. Like they gotta be in the diasporoid Olympics. Like who is the worst diasporoid? Straight up has to be Iranians. Like no disrespect to the Iranian diaspora that's in my chat right now, but god damn, dude, it's worse. is worse than the Cubans, bro. How is that? Actually, I don't know. I don't know. There is it's heavy competition, but like I am a diasporoid, okay? I am a fucking diasporoid myself. And I can't go back to Turkey, okay? You guys know this. Some of you probably don't. There's a much larger audience in here, okay? I can't go back to Turkey. Turkey has no free speech. Turkey is very heavy in its prosecution and persecution of people who have spoken out against the state. I've written extensively back in the day at Huffington Post about the Turkish coup d'etat, okay? And I was critical of the government regardless, right? I was critical of the government, and I still am, and I haven't stopped being critical of the Erdogan regime. However, there has never been a moment in my life where I have felt the indignity in my soul of saying Turkey would be better off with an American puppet installed in its leadership. It is the most undignified, disgusting, worm-like behavior that I have ever seen. And for some weird fucking reason, there are so many in the Iranian diaspora, so many in the Cuban diaspora, so many in the Venezuelan diaspora that straight up think that this is the appropriate measure. It is disgusting to me. It is disgusting to me. It's heinous. It's heinous behavior. I'm telling you, my uncle died. I couldn't go back to my country that I grew up in to see his funeral. And if you think, in spite of all of that, when Israel comes out and says Turkey's next, if you think I'm not going to fucking say, fuck that shit, no matter how much I hate Erdogan, if you think I'm not going to fucking sit there and say, oh yeah, it would be much better if I could just go back to Turkey, see my fucking family, when Israel and America go and fucking blow up different Turkish installations and completely take over the country. That is disgusting. That is the most worm-like fucking behavior that anyone could ever engage in. It's disgusting to me. It's heartless. It's disgusting. It already happened in Turkey too. Fethullah Gülen is an American CIA asset, okay? And they were able to develop a parallel state in Turkey. They took over the courts, they took over the police, they took over the fucking military. And they tried to do a fucking coup d'etat, and it was very bloody. Turkish people died. They took over Turkish fighter jets, and they bombed Turkish soil, killing Turkish civilians. Those jets got refueled by Americans. Those jets took off from American military bases. Have you no fucking dignity? Have you no soul? How can you see your countrymen, your countrywomen die directed by the American state and then think this is somehow going to lead to a positive result? Insanity. It is disgusting. Maybe that's the reason why I'm so fucking rough on the diaspora populations in the United States of America that fucking beg for this shit. It disgusts me. Okay? Comparing Turkey to Iran is disgusting as well, to be honest. No offense taken, we understand. At least the Cubans only went through this ordeal once. Us Iranians already fell for this propaganda once by reinstating the Shah's power and fell for it again with Khomeini. Now we fell for it again. Fool me once, twice, thrice. I'm Cuban, and I think it's about the same when it comes to bloodthirst. Some of my family members have said they would support the bombing of Havana if it meant the end of the Cuban government. They also support the current starvation in Cuba. Yeah, I don't understand it. Your brain is broken, dude. You have no fucking soul. You're heartless. You don't care about your fucking family members. You don't care about anything. You just want to extend your decades-long petty grievance, and you want to get a fucking W somehow. It is the most deranged behavior of all fucking time. Türklerde ideoloji ne olursa olsun bir vatan anlayışı ve savunma gereği var genel olarak. Diğer ülkelerde böyle bir şey çok görmüyorum. Sen de bunu söylüyorsun şu an. Evet, birazcık. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just don't understand it. Like, there are so many fucking Turkish people that despise me for recognizing the Armenian genocide, for saying that, like, Kurds deserve their own state. They're stateless. Now, to a certain extent, of course. I'm not in favor of a Kurdistan that looks like Israel, obviously. But, like, in spite of all that, in spite of all the shit that I eat from Turkish nationalists, from Turkish Islamists don't actually fucking hate me as much anymore because of my advocacy for the Palestinian cause, but from the Turkish nationalists, from Turkish liberals, okay? In spite of all of that, you will never see me defend intervention in Turkey. You will never see me defend intervention in the hands of America and Israel and Turkey. I will always stand against that. It is fucking disgusting. It blows my goddamn mind that people fucking sit there and celebrate this shit. Children are being slaughtered and they sit there and they celebrate it. It's nasty. Generalizing, but Iranian American interest groups are some of the most mobilized and have the most pull within their own community. If you've ever worked in public office, you'll be constantly harassed by MEK fronts, OIAC, and the Pahlavis. They will show up to your office and scream at you. They will call you 15 times a day. No one else even compares. I mean, the Israelis don't have to do that because they already have everyone on everyone's nuts in a vice grip. Given the option of an American puppet leading the country like Fethullah Gulen and Erdogan, I prefer Erdogan 100% of the time. Okay? 100% of the time. That's it. That's it. And I don't fucking like the guy at all. It's not even a question. It's not even a fucking question. It's disgusting. Fuck you. Okay. Sure. That clip will do numbers, lol. I mean, that's the common Turkish position, by the way. People whose family members have been thrown in fucking prison. People whose family members have been thrown in fucking prison in Turkey also have that position. There was a referendum that took place in the aftermath of the failed coup. And Erdogan changed the constitution. He seized more control over the government. He basically destroyed any kind of independence that the Turkish military could ever have. He extended his regime for another decade plus. He is at his weakest right now in this very moment. And even now, in his most ruthless, if there was an opportunity for Israel to do regime change in Turkey, I would stand by Erdogan's side every single fucking time. Okay? That's crazy. And I say this as someone who can't even fucking go back to Turkey, okay? I can't even go back to Turkey. And I say this, it's ridiculous. Erdogan is also an American puppet. Yes, that's also true. And even then, he at least has a little bit more sovereignty than a direct puppet that would be installed. Because at the very act of a coup d'etat, the implication there is that he is not as controllable as whoever they will put in charge. I think a lot of people refuse to understand what it means to have sovereignty. A lot of people in the West don't understand because they've never had to encounter a much more powerful force coming in and ripping away their sovereignty. Okay? They don't get it. A lot of people in America don't understand what it's like to live under the thumb of a much more powerful fucking country. Breaking scene in Jerusalem right now from a direct hit. It looks like the Iranians have hit something very sensitive in Jerusalem. Jesus fucking Christ. That's a lot of EMTs, man. Holy shit. Turkey worked with the CIA to steer weapons to extremist proxies in Syria who were massacring the Kurds and others. He's already U.S. aligned. I know. You're not telling me something new, dummy. I've covered that extensively here. Turkey also played a formative role in toppling Bashar al-Assad. Okay? It doesn't matter because guess what? Now, Turkey's in the fucking crosshairs of Israel. Okay? Because they have too much influence in the region and Israel doesn't like that. So now they're saying, Naftali Bennett is coming out and saying after Iran is toppled, Turkey is next. Because there is an unlimited appetite here in Israel to destabilize every other country and dominate them, make everyone servile little piggies. When will the fucking Gulf nation states understand that like the nice contracts that you get and the development projects that you get from the West is not worth it? Can confirm with Tara Kopp and Alex Horton that the U.S. troops killed overnight were a sustainment unit deployed to Kuwait. According to two U.S. officials, one of them adds that they were in the army. Details previously were reported by NBC News. Bize